Arsenal struggles to defeat Wolverhampton Wanderers. I mean, where is even that head of? Arsenal, table toppers, best team in the Premier League, struggles against Wolverhampton Wanderers, bottom of the table, just 2 points since the start of the season, and Wolverhampton Wanderers almost threw spanners in the work. This morning, we could have been saying it's both Manchester City and Arsenal on the same point. But then, Gabriel Jesus, even though it was given as an own goal, but then Gabriel Jesus somehow comes to the rescue. Should I say blast from the past? But then, Fahad, how would you put that performance from Arsenal? I mean, especially when we talk about title race, because we know that consistency, title is about consistency. When you drop that kind of howler all of a sudden, how do we situate you in the title race?
Well, I think I think it's one of those days where your team will play very well. But now let's look at Wolverhampton Wanderers just got a new manager, and I think one thing that they've been missing for this.
Robert was a very good man.
Yeah, one thing that they've been missing is that they've been conceding a lot of goals, and I think that's what he has been trying to achieve. Like the fact that they can be compact defensively.
But they still considered 4 against Manchester United.
Yeah, it's against. But you look at the first half against Manchester United, they conceded only 1. And it felt like United were not going to score more. And that if they had done the same thing that they did in the first half against United, it would have been difficult for United to score. But then I think if you look at their first game when Rogers came against Aston Villa won by a long goal, 1 goal to nil. The second game as well, he won by a long goal. They lost by a long goal as well. So if you look at it, I think he has made it in such a way that they kind of a little bit solid at the back.
So you're saying Arsenal should not be blamed for the scoreline, that it's just Wolverhampton Wanderers getting better?
I won't say it's Wolverhampton Wanderers. I won't say we can't blame Arsenal. I won't say we can't Wolverhampton Wanderers are getting better. It's just that Arsenal, on that day, they didn't play to the standard. They didn't play to the standard that they've set by themselves. And I think the one thing I like, defensively, we have to give kudos to Robert Rose and Wolverhampton Wanderers. They tried defensively.
Sam Johnston's had some very good saves.
He had some very good saves as well. And I think on a normal day, Arsenal should be winning by 4 or 5 goals to 1. But then, I think Sam Johnston, he had a very good day, and defensively they were solid as well. They were compact defensively as well. And I think that was one of the reasons why Arsenal found it difficult to actually score. And you could also see it took 2 own goals for them to actually lose to Arsenal. And that was also we should actually look at the fact that sometimes it happens in the world of football where you might not be playing very well on your day, but then you find a way to actually get that 3 point, that all important 3 point. And that's what Arsenal, I think they've been very good at it. Where they might not be playing very well, but at the end of the day, they find a way to actually get all 3 points. And I think that's one thing that Mikel Arteta has instilled in his side as well. Like, okay, yeah, it's not every day you play magnificently, you play very well. It's not every day you play this beautiful football. There are days that you might find it difficult to even get a shot on target. But what's important is if luck is on your side, you have to make sure luck is on your side. You have to make sure the god of football is on your side. And the god of football was on Arsenal's side against them Wolverhampton Wanderers. And they got all important 3 points.
Yeah, is this the squad depth that Arteta has been talking about? Because I mean, I would have thought that, when he brought in Gabriel Jesus, everyone was saying, hey, come on. But then we would have thought that, well, even though he didn't score, but we know that his movement, played a huge role in what the North Arsenal, Mosquera, the Wolverhampton Wanderers defender, eventually did. If he didn't have that movement, Mosquera wouldn't try to, knock the ball away. So I almost want to give the goal to Gabriel Jesus. But is this the squad in depth that Arteta has been talking about? Because, when Gabriel Jesus came back from injury, a question was asked of Arteta: are you going to sell Gabriel Jesus? Are you going to let him go in January transfer? You got your team. Havertz is still coming back. You got Mikel Merino doing well as a first 9. Vitor Gyökeres definitely is the first choice number 9. So, but then he said, you know what? I'm keeping everybody. Is this the reason why you have to keep everybody?
Yeah,
because you don't know where and who will bail you out.
I look at it. I think it would be a very bad decision, a wrong decision to actually sell Jesus in January. Because if you look at it, I think Jesus still has a part to play. If Arsenal wants to win, if at all they end up winning the Premier League, Jesus still has a part to play in this. And if you look at it, it was evident that Gyökeres wasn't in the game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and you needed someone to actually make a difference. Yeah, Saka, you all know Saka will make a difference anytime, anything. But then you need another striker to actually make a difference. I think that was this time you didn't need to bring in Merino, because if there was no Jesus, you would have probably put in Merino as the 9. So you didn't need to bring in Merino. He had Jesus on the bench. Okay, why not bring in another 9? Who will bring in another dynamic to the team than what Gyökeres brings? And I think that was what happened. He brought in Jesus, and I'm sure Jesus in the last Champions League game against Liverpool, he didn't do too bad. He was also good as well. And okay, now he's getting match fitness, he's getting match reading. So why not bring him in against Wolverhampton Wanderers when we need a winner? And they brought him in, and his movement caused the own goal from Muslera, and that was it for Arsenal.
Well, that was it for Arsenal. At least they get to breathe another day. And the good thing for Arsenal is that they don't have any African players, so they are safe from the African Cup of Nations. But quickly, let's talk about Manchester City, because there is this thing that we usually say concerning Manchester City, especially vis-a-vis title race. We say there is that time when Man City can go 10 games winning run, and that is where you should fear Manchester City. Is this that time to fear Manchester City? Because they would have been level of points, and the way they took out Crystal Palace at the Shells Park made a light work of them. I almost want to tell myself that is this that Manchester City that we usually fear during December, January, February, that we are seeing again, that takes out teams, that goes on winning runs? Is this that Manchester City?
Well, if you look at Manchester City, normally you look at this time, this period of time, and you say this is not the time City are always on that winning run.
It's usually January, February.
Yeah, you say, well, but then you look at the team. I think one thing that has played to City's favor is that their injured players are coming back.
Yeah,
and they are getting them.
I mean, who isn't back yet? I think practically everybody is back.
I think apart from Rodri.
Okay, yeah, Rodri is the only. I think as at this moment, Manchester City fans already start getting used to play without Rodri, because it's been a while.
Nico Gonzalez is slotting very well.
Exactly. I mean, everyone is back. Ryan Cherky, everyone.
January is back.
Exactly.
Even this left back that they bought from one.
Ryan Cherky. He has been back for a while now. It's just that Nico O'Reilly has the shirt.
So I think if you look at it, their players are back, and it seems like all of them they've slotted in seamlessly into the team. Now they are playing like the players that we all know from last year. We all know January has to be a very good player. Since this has AC Milan, we all know Cherky to be.
And Ryan Cherky is really pulling his weight.
Yeah, I think
he looks like he came at the right time.
Yeah, I think so. If you look at it, these players are playing very well, and Foden has come he's now finding his form back again as well. So you look at everything,
scoring goals, getting confidence,
everything is playing into their favor. Before, in the beginning of the season, when these players were not playing very well, and when they were getting injured and Foden was not really scoring, it was like Haaland was carrying the whole team. Now, even Haaland at some point, Haaland was not scoring. So like Foden, Cherky was getting assists, Foden was scoring, Doku was getting assists, was creating chances. So now all the attackers mostly are now finding form. They are scoring goals, they are creating assists. Cherky right now has 6 assists in the Premier League, highest assist out of all the players in the Premier League right now. So it's not.
And how many games has he played?
I mean, it's very, very good that these players are finding form for City, and I think it's a bad news for Arsenal. Arsenal fans, they didn't like it, but then City fans, obviously they will enjoy it. That someone else is fine. There are players right now. The players that I think the amount that they bought this player, I think it's high time they started finding form, and it's a good one that they're finding form right now.
With the injury, let's talk about the title race. With the injuries piling up for Arsenal, should they start getting worried about Manchester City? Because 2 points, we all know that 2 points in the title race is nothing. We've seen it in the Spanish La Liga where a 6 points gap disappeared in a flash with just a few draws and a loss, and 6 points gap became a 4 points deficit. So we know that 2 points is nothing, especially when it's Manchester City chasing you. Maybe it's something if it's Arsenal, maybe it's something if it's Chelsea chasing you, maybe it's something if it's this Liverpool chasing you. But if it's Manchester City chasing you and you only have 2 points to the good, so are we looking at Manchester City, Pep Guardiola doing another one on his prodigy, Mikel Arteta?
Well, if you look at it, it's not only City right now that are in form as well. Even Arsenal Villa are in form.
Please don't mention Chelsea.
I won't mention Chelsea.
Because Chelsea is a yo-yo team.
I'll bring Liverpool as well. If Liverpool can, with the way they've been playing recently, if they can string in a little couple of wins together, and
you put them in title contention.
If they can string a couple of wins together, right? The way they
because a couple of weeks ago, I remember I was saying that look, it looks like title race is over with Liverpool now. They have to now focus on top four race. Are you saying that maybe a couple of wins can put them back?
Yeah, definitely. The way they are playing right now, a couple of wins can put them back in the title race. If you look at so I think right now the players probably they are finding from AGT scoring goals. I think Salah is probably playing better than he was couple of days back, couple of months or weeks back. Defense, I think they kept the clean sheet against Brighton and Hove Albion, which is rare for anybody to do against Brighton, maybe an last Brighton. So if they can stick in a couple of wins together, they might just be back in that title.
So you feel that it's not just Man City that Arsenal have to worry about. They've got to also put Liverpool somewhere in the corner of their heart.
It's not only Man City they have to worry about. They have to worry about Aston Villa. Right now, Aston Villa is very dangerous.
Emery's Aston Villa.
Yeah, 9 wins out of 9.
And we know that for Emery's Aston Villa, you cannot say, they can't do it. Because we said, they can't make top 4, and they made it. So if they are going for the title race, you have to put them in the conversation.
Definitely. They have to call right now. I think they are just 3-4 points behind Arsenal right now. So definitely, you have to start.
They are comfortably third right now. And the way they went to the London Stadium came from a goal down. I think they were a goal up, then they went behind. They were one up, and then they went down 2-1, and they still found a way to make it 2-1.
They actually losing 1-0. They equalized. Then 2-1. Then West Ham equalized. So we have to put them in that title mix as well, because if you look at the way Arsenal Villa play right now, I don't think they have any big team to play anytime soon. So as for Arsenal Villa, they might be in the mix. But for Liverpool too as well, I think
Arsenal Villa will play Manchester United in
I think next week or next match day.
I think the next match day is Manchester United Aston Villa.
So if Liverpool can also put in a couple of wins together with the way they started playing right now, and look at the firepower that they have, we all know these guys are good on their day. They are good. So I just feel Arsenal should still be wary of other teams as well, not just Manchester City.
Well, let's talk about Liverpool. Well, it was a beautiful game, against Brighton. Let's talk about Salah. He was not meant to start that game, but then something happened and he came on board, had a good game. But then I'm more concerned about after the final whistle where he was applauding the fans and he was singing his name. It almost feels like a goodbye. And we know that prior to the game, Mo Salah said he was going to say goodbye because he didn't know what would happen after the African Cup of Nations. But the last couple of days sort of felt like maybe they have been able to talk things through and maybe sort things out. So when I still saw that goodbye atmosphere, it made me feel, hey, it's all well. Is Salah still coming back from the African Cup of Nations and still staying at Liverpool?
Yeah, if you look at it, last season, I think he signed a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
We all know the season has started well, like Liverpool and FPC, they did like the first 2. They started the season very well, and at some point they capitulated, they kept on losing. And for Liverpool and for Salah, he hasn't played very well this season. And I think the fact that he was benched, he didn't sit down well with him. That was why he goes out, and I think he did the wrong thing for them. Well, and I think that's why the coach, the player, and the management, that's why they are there in the club to actually come and sort.
But I thought maybe they may have talked it over. When Salah was included back in the match day squad for Brighton, brought on, very early in the game after that injury, I thought, okay, maybe all is well. Maybe. And Slot said in his pre-match conference that they have been able to talk things through. So I thought, okay, we have talked, we have settled it, we have buried the hatchet, let's move on together. But that farewell gesture once again did not feel like is coming back from the African combinations to the.
Well, if you look at it, I don't think Liverpool want to sell Salah in the middle of the season. And because they have, I think they have a lot of conditions to play. I don't think they want to sell one of their star players in the middle of the season because a row with the coach. I think
at this moment they still have 3 competitions.
Yeah, I think they still want to make him stay at the club probably till the end of the season. And probably they can now see, okay, yeah, is it time to sell Mo Salah or will he still stay another season? But then if you look at it, for even Mo Salah himself, I just feel he wants to. I think he wants to stay. He wants to continue with Liverpool. I just feel that it was all about emotions running high. When he made that statement, he was
small the moment.
Yeah, he wasn't playing, and
he had been dropped to the bench like 3 games.
Yeah, and he's not used to being on the bench. So obviously, I think that was wanted to voice out. But I just feel he could have probably done a little bit better by probably talking to the coach, But then he came out. It's went the way he did, and he came out and talked to the press instead. And I feel the management along with the coach and Salah would have sat down in the round table. And
so you think all is well?
Yeah, I won't say all is well, but then I just think they would have spoken, they would have talked things through, and I said, okay, yeah, you're going to the African populations. We are trying to see how we can play without you. Because it won't all go well if Salah is already at the African population, and it's now that time they are trying to see how they can play without Salah. So I think the world is trying to do, okay, let's see if we can play without Salah before he moves to the African population, so that when he goes, the void it won't be that obvious. It will be a seamless transition so that when he's at the African population, it won't be like they are struggling without him. So I think that was one of the things he had in mind, but maybe he didn't communicate it to Salah as well. So that was maybe, yeah, at the end of the day, they would have spoken things through, and things probably need to be better between both of them.
Well, Chelsea, this yo-yo team, today they are up there, next day they are down there, one day they are walloping the team by 3 goals to nothing, the next day, they are playing a draw that they have no business playing or even losing a game. But then, Cole Palmer will say, for the first time, returned into the starting 11 of the team, and we saw the beautiful goal he scored, the first goal of the game, and we saw how that goal set the pace for what eventually was, a beautiful win for Chelsea. The Cole Palmer return, is it would it resuscitate or revive Chelsea into maybe even the title?
Yeah, for Chelsea, I just feel it's a fact that they've not found the balance in defense, and they're not scoring goals in attack. But if you look at it right now, I think their best defenders right now has to be Fofana and Chalobah. None of that Dorsey and Kaliachile BS and Maresca is always doing. I think right now they've kept, I think, 5 clean sheets and not 6 games.
But the issue is, will Fofana be fit? I mean, I'm sure no one wants to use Kaliachile or Dorsey, but Fofana's fitness
record is why he's trying to manage Fofana right now. I think for a very long time, this is the first time in a long time that Fofana he's played this long, he's stayed this fit for a very long time. And I think right now, with Cole Palmer back as well, and back scoring goals, I think Chelsea would have something on their hand. Because if you look at it, right, prior to the game against Everton, it felt like their strikers are not scoring goals. The Lap and Gui and Jean Pedro are not scoring goals. Now, okay, if the strikers are not scoring goals, what of the wingers? The wingers they're not contributing much. Garnacho is not doing much.
Pedro still tries.
Pedro tries it, but I think this is the first time he's having this amount of goals and assists in the season in his career. And Pedro tries his bit, but I think it's only on the right hand side the wingers are trying. And on the left hand side,
both Gittins and Garnacho
is coming from it. So I think right now they will need someone else to actually contribute in terms of goals.
And that's where Kopama
comes in. And then if Kopama can stay fit, if that growing injury does not come back again, I think if he can stay fit, he will have the important role to play with Enzo Maresca's team and Chelsea as well. So I just feel the key thing there is if he can stay fit. Well, can he stay fit? I just think if Enzo Maresca manages the minutes very well, I think that's when he'll be able to stay fit. And I think Enzo Maresca, is very good at managing minutes very well for players. If this is a player, it's not always match fit. I think he knows how to manage the minutes for that particular player and make him match with him. I think case in point has to be Reece James. I think he manages minutes very well. That to the fact that Reece James now is
a regular.
He's a regular at Chelsea. So I think he wants to do the same thing with Fofana and Palmer as well.
Well, just 2 games before the end of the first half of the season, and we go into the second half. Interesting times ahead. Chelsea seem to have found their mojo with Palmer back.
Yeah.
Liverpool seem like they're on the way back. Manchester City definitely back,
Yeah.
and Arsenal still trying to keep themselves on top of the table. Well, I guess well, interesting couple of days and weeks and months ahead in the English Premier League.
Yeah,